Right, so welcome back to Adventure 82. This is technically part 2, well no it is part 2 of the moving from Jersey to the UK series I started a couple of weeks ago. We're currently in Huddersfield at the Premier Inn Central, which is next to a canal. If I pause this, there you go, see, look at that. Complete with pigeon on the towpath. Right, so sorry about that. Right, so we're about to head into town. We've got to do sort out a few bits and pieces, see if there's any other houses that we can possibly view. We went and saw 3 yesterday. One was in the little town of Ackworth, which is just outside Pontefract. One was in Leeds, or just outside Leeds. And the last one, there we go, was in a place, where did you know we went? Hull, that's right, Hull. Which seems to be very nice, but they seem to be still in the middle of sorting everything out. For those who don't know, Hull's gone under a lot of not refurbishment but modernisation over the years. Moved, kind of switching from being the old kind of marine port town it was to a kind of slightly more kind of people focused town. Not that it never was, because it's having to find other ways. So obviously the marine or maritime connections it has have long gone pretty much. The docks and stuff are grown over. I might take you over actually, because a lot of the docks are abandoned. They're quite interesting to explore though. But that's when we're over here. For now, we've been house hunting, like I say. So we've seen 3. We've got one more to see today in Goole. We've got another one to see tomorrow, which was actually here in Huddersfield, right here, in a place called Dalton. But right now we're going on our way into the town centre to sort out a few bits. Now, I was in the town centre the other day, but I have to excuse the unusual filming methods. I'm using a phone and I don't have a selfie stick with me because daftly I left it at home. So I thought what I'd do is I'd actually kind of take you with us to the point, because there's some nice bits around the town centre. The train station's a stunning building, so I thought I'd take you to see a few of those bits. So this video fits in slightly more with the section in question, and whilst we walk around this short video of Huddersfield, what I'll also do is explain to you how the viewing process works, because we weren't 100% sure until we got here. So I thought I'd let you know how it works. Now, it's worth noting before I explain to you how this works, this only works if you're in, this is only how it works, should I say, if you're in what Her Majesty's Customs and Revenue class as the common travel area, which is the mainland UK and Ireland, Jersey, Guernsey, basically all the Channel Islands, and also the Isle, I think it's the Isle of Man, and that's all it applies to. Anything outside of that is classed as overseas territory, and it's slightly different again. But they do have information about what to do if you're moving from overseas on the HMRC website. So I need to cross this rather lovely dual carriageway, and I will meet you on the other side of the dual carriageway. See you in a minute. Right, so we're now on what would be like the main shopping centre. I suppose it's King Street. Within the town of Huddersfield. what we're doing now is we're working our way up. So I'm showing you this train station building, which is pretty cool. Erica says I'm walking 500 miles an hour. See, she is here. So yeah, going back to what we were talking about, the application process varies slightly from letting agent to letting agent, estate agent, whatever you want to call them. So in our experience, it basically comes down to two ways of doing it. They all want to do the same thing. They all want to verify you can pay rent, which they variably do by looking for proof that you're paying your rent wherever you are currently, which usually means bank statements for most people. If you're an Andium like we are, it means showing them or sending them possibly screenshots of Andium's app that shows the bills are being paid, that the rent's being paid. They may want to see your tenancy agreement. That depends on the company. The other thing, the next thing they want to prove is your address. So they'll want proof of your current address, how long you've lived there, that kind of thing, which you do for like credit cards, banks and stuff anyway, so most of us are used to doing that. And the other one's ID, which, as you can imagine, like most people, is proven, as in a lot of cases, people's either like a driving license or your passport. And this is where it changes slightly, because some people want you physically in the letting agent office to do that, in our experience, but a couple of them don't mind if you send them pictures of it via email. What have you seen now?
Stations.
Erica has an obsession with stationery, so this is what we're talking about. So like, honestly, between Lydia, if you guys haven't met Lydia, she does make a habit of being in my videos, but if you haven't met Lydia, she's our eldest daughter. She's got an obsession with both reading and stationery, just like Lydia. The people who've been the most help to us with understanding and trying to get to grips with this process before we got here, I'm explaining to us kind of how it works, is these guys over here with the scaffolding. It's a company called Reed's Rains, and there's a gentleman in there who called Ben, I believe his name was. He was very helpful on the phone in explaining to us exactly how this works, and giving us an idea of what to expect, when to book viewings and stuff before we actually came over. What is that? I'm not sure what this is. I'm sure somebody local to the area will know, but that's pretty cool. Look at that. All the way to the top. There we go. It's a monument of some description. Looks a bit like a cenotaph, but it's clearly not. What it's for, I don't know, because there's no writing on it. But it is pretty cool. There we go. Get another shot of it there. There you go. Way. There goes my hat. Here comes the cenotaph. Right. So, with that in mind, that's basically what we're doing. So, what we've learnt from Reed's Rains, and I might sit down and go through this with you in a minute if I need to. Here we are. What we've learnt from Reed's Rains is a couple of things. So, and why we've been over here as well. So, one of the things we've learnt is that this is Reed's Rains. When I was speaking to them, because I've been speaking to them on and off since October, when we decided to move. So one of the things that we learned from Reed's Rains directly was that you should make your viewings about 2 months or so before you want to move in, because when you have to fill in this transfer residence form, what they call a TOR1 form, with HMRC, which I mentioned in the first video, you have to give them a list, whether it's like just a normal like note list, or in our case we've done like a spreadsheet on Excel, because you have to send it attached to a form, so that was the easiest way that we could think of to do the list. And they have to approve that list, and then they send you back a piece of paper telling you that you're allowed to bring the stuff into the country. But it's not only for that, it also means, this is why I say this information to the common travel area, this also means because you're in the common travel area, when you have this TOR1 form confirmed, that when your stuff comes into the UK from Jersey, Guernsey, wherever, you don't have to pay VAT on it like you've just gone and bought it all brand new from Amazon. So this goes for everything from your knives and forks, to your furniture, to your beds, to your bedding. You have to itemize your clothing. You have to even put your car on there. So, I mean, last first thing anybody needs is to pay VAT on their car, because cars are expensive enough whether you bought them first hand or like brand new or second hand. It makes no difference. They're not cheap, especially if you've been buying them in Jersey. I've noticed, like when you look on Facebook in Guernsey, that second hand cars are substantially cheaper over there than they are in Jersey. I don't know why, but they are. So that's how that seems to work. And then it can take up to 4 weeks, you see, for this TOR1 form to be confirmed, and then you get your letter back you need. Once you've got that, then you can start organising everything else, which I will cover in the next one, in part 3, which is what we'll be doing once we've got an English address, because everything after this relies on you having an English address. So we'll go through that in the next video, because I thought if I break it up in sections, it makes it a bit more easy to understand, and it's not so much to take in at once. With that said, we're now going to go and take you to see this awesome train station building. I'm a big train fan. If you like trains, you should try and watch the other videos I've made on the channel about the 2 railways that used to run around Jersey. I'm hoping to do a few more railway bits in Jersey before I go, because there was also railways that were built as extensions of those, but they were only ever used by the Germans during the occupation. If I get a chance to do them, as you can tell, there's a lot going on. But for now, let's go have a look at this station building, and I'll be back with you in, well, I've got to walk down there for about 10 minutes. You'll see me in about 2 seconds. Right, so we're back. I'm guessing what's the main town square. Like I say, this is the first time in Huddersfield. I'm sure there's going to be somebody, hopefully somebody from Huddersfield who's seen this and can tell me if I'm right or not, but this is the main town square. So, what I like about Huddersfield, because a couple of people asked me in the first video, may I ask why Huddersfield? And that's a fair question. So, the thing I like about Huddersfield is 2 things. One, to a point, I feel like I have roots because my grandmother's from here. From another, I just seem to get on quite well with people from West Yorkshire, and that's from visiting here more than once. But Huddersfield, and I think Hull as well, if I'm honest, when you go into the old parts of the town like I am in Huddersfield now, all the old sandstone buildings like this one behind me, they have so much character to them, and I like that. That's what I like about Jersey. It's not, the best thing about Jersey when you're walking around town is if you look up and you look above the shop fronts and you see the Victorian, the Edwardian facades. That's what makes those shops special. That's what I think, one of the things that's fallen at the wayside and maybe the States have forgotten about, because Jersey does have a rich history and the States just don't want to embrace that for some reason. Anyway, back to Huddersfield. So this train station, there it is. How can you not like that? That is a stunning station. You can't go in it at the moment because it's run by Transpennine Express, and they're currently replacing all the lines between here and Manchester Piccadilly.
They're making it from 2 track to 4.
So, and they're upgrading it, so it's going from 2-track to 4-track, which me and Erica found out, did we not? Because 3 of the gentlemen were in the pub that does the breakfast at the Premier Inn we're staying in, trying to annoy the lady who orders breakfast there, and she was giving back as good as she was getting, I tell you. But yeah, now the other thing I want to do at some point, whether I live in Huddersfield or in a slightly different place, is learn more about this gentleman. It's a man called Harold Wilson, and he has a lot of local significance. What the local significance is, I haven't got to the bottom of yet. I've done some basic research on it, but not enough. But I do want to learn some more about this Harold Wilson, and I will be back in due course to explain to you guys what the significance is to Harold Wilson and what he did for the town of Huddersfield. But all I can tell you right now is that he was Prime Minister at one point, and it says here from 1964 to 1970 and 1974 to 1976. This is the bits I've found out so far. There's a lot of reading on this guy, so I haven't got to the bit where it specifically mentioned Huddersfield, but clearly this man believed in Huddersfield, so I want to find out why. As we're here in, there we go, I found the street name. So this is, according to the street sign, which is, where are we? There, on that building. St George's Square. So I am right, it's a local square. Alright, but I think would be quite cool as well. I'll show you the track. So say, now we've switched from advice from moving from the UK, from Jersey to the UK, to trains. So this should now please both my regular audience, which is what I'm trying to do, and also help the people who are watching this for help with how to move to the UK. So it's a heavy gig, man. You've got to keep all the people happy, not just some of them. So what I thought we'd do before we go entirely is we shall go and we shall have a look over the wall at the train station, because the train station at the moment is abandoned. So, well, it looks abandoned because it's so empty. It's normally a very busy station. It's also, if you have kids, it's also very much an interesting station because of their celebrity, Felix the cat. He now has a friend. What's his name? Bolt. You can also buy, now there's 3 books I believe now with Felix in. Yeah. The girls have read the first one to them, or by Erica, which was, they finished just before Christmas this year. And they want to get the other ones. What they don't know, and if they watch this video they're now going to find out and they will harass me as to why I didn't bring it back with me, is if you go into the Waterstones in the shopping centre called King's Gate, is it? Yeah. You can get signed copies that have been signed by Felix and Bolt. And when I say signed, obviously they're cats. So what they've done is they put the paw print for Felix and a paw print from Bolt in the book, and they've written the cat's name underneath the paw print. So it has actually been signed by the stars of the video. The video book. Got video on the brain. So this is the old station wall. If I turn around, you can see here where it used to be, and then how they've added onto it over the years there, just on top. I'm guessing maybe to stop nosy schoolboys staring at the trains. I know if I'd have grown up with the railway still being there in Jersey, I probably would have been one of those schoolboys who just stood there staring at the trains. So, and I also know that they're making the wall higher, probably wouldn't have stopped me. So, as we come up here, we get to the top of the hill, the wall gets lower, which means, I mean, I can see over the wall now, but obviously you guys can't. So if I come a bit further up, there we go. There, as far as I am aware, is Huddersfield Station. Now, if you look here, you can see at the moment the main station canopy has 2 tracks under it. The work they're doing is going to make that 4 track. So you can see along the other side there where they're adding more track on the opposite side there. I don't know if they're going to be adding another platform. I imagine they may well be. But I think that's quite cool. I don't know if it is or not, because obviously you can't get in the station much at the moment. But the old train down there, I don't know if you can see it, old diesel, looks like they converted it into a cafe, which is quite cool. I will come back and do a proper video on the station with proper cameras and proper editing. But my editing has been scarce at the moment, so for the regular viewers that, I apologise. I'm doing the editing on a laptop, and sometimes the editing software doesn't want to behave on my laptop, sometimes it does, which is what happened with the Fort Regent Part 1 video, where it freezes for about 2 minutes and then the rest of the video before and after the freeze moment is fine. But from me, from Erica, who's there she is, I'll see you in the next one, which is quite a short one actually. It's only it's a really short German shelter video. I don't think it's even 10 minutes. If I can find something else to put with that, I will, because I'm not happy with it being less than 10 minutes, but we'll see. Until then, I'll see you next time in whatever random place I end up. I'll see you then.